3D Dreamcatcher Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi guys, in today's video I am going to be showing you a design that I absolutely love. It is a Dreamcatcher nail where there is a actual wire and thread little Dreamcatcher in the middle of the nail that you can see through that is sort of attached and glued and then acrylically sculpted into place. And then on top of that I have a really nice watercolor background that's going around it that's using the new Glam art inks, and I use the colors purple, maroon, let's see, I'll have them in the video later, but I used 4 of the colors, and it was kind of a unique color palette that I wasn't sure how it was going to go together, but it looks absolutely amazing when it was finished. Art inks are super easy to use, and if you haven't tried them yet, I would highly recommend them, and I will put a link to them and all the colors I did use in the description box below, so check that out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I'm going to begin by cutting my nail tip into 3 pieces and taking out that middle section and just discarding it. Then I'm going to grab some little wire, jewelry wire that's medium weight, and I'm just going to wrap that around the top of some nail primer and then take and cut it so that you have a perfect little circle, just like so. And then I'm going to tie some, I have a fuchsia colored thread, I'm going to tie that around one place, just make a nice little knot in it, and then after you have that tied on, to make sure that it doesn't slide around on you, take some nail glue, place a little drop of nail glue down, and hold that until it's, tight enough that it's set. And then do 2 wraps around your little circle with the thread, glue those down, wait a couple seconds, do a couple more wraps, and after you do the next 2, go ahead and glue those down in place and just continue this whole wrapping, gluing little pattern until you go all the way around. One thing I would like to mention now that I'm here is that when you're wrapping it, you don't want to go directly straight across so that all of your pieces of thread intersect in the middle of your circle. You want to try to leave that actual middle space completely empty. So you just want to go and kind of wrap and wrap and wrap and then leave an area in the middle. So try to go if you're at the 6 o'clock, if you're looking at a clock, if you're at 6, you don't want to go straight to midnight across when you're wrapping it. Go to 1 or 2. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the same thing when you're at 2, you don't want to go all the way to 8. You want to maybe go till 9 or, I hope that makes some sense. I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can. But just go through and make sure that that all gets secured down and keep wrapping it until you're happy with the way that it looks. You can do multiple colors if you want. I've seen some thread that's variegated that kind of goes from one color to the next. That could be kind of nice. You can just play around with it however you like. But once you're happy with how filled in it is and you think that it looks fairly, even and symmetrical, the last one you do, you're going to want to tie off on it. So just on that last wrap, which you want to try to bring close to that center or to that first place that you did, you're going to glue that down and then tie it off. And then after you tie it off, you can trim off any extra thread. Just take and cut that just like so. So you have one little knot, but nothing too crazy otherwise. Then you're going to go back to your nail and glue your Dreamcatcher onto the nail tip. And if you're sculpting this whole thing, then you would just place your little Dreamcatcher on the form and then sculpt it right into the nail, which would be the other way to do this. Take the bottom portion of the nail tip and glue it to the other side of your Dreamcatcher. And then I'm going to take white acrylic and start sculpting out the rest of the nail. When you're doing this, you need to be very, very cautious not to get a whole bunch of acrylic on your Dreamcatcher. You want to take and just get it so it butts right up to that edge of the wire, and then it just sort of fills in and it secures it. And I know that my nail tip, I didn't cut it in the same curve as my Dreamcatcher is, so you have to kind of pull the acrylic up the side so that it creates that curve and it tucks in and it holds onto the Dreamcatcher really well. And after you have both the top area of the nail and the bottom area, flip that over and take clear acrylic and really secure it underneath. So make sure that it goes all the way up to the Dreamcatcher, the wire on the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to just go ahead and put a little bit of clear acrylic on the top of the nail as well. So from the cuticle going down to the Dreamcatcher, then from the Dreamcatcher down throughout the free edge. And just bring that down. Be very careful the whole time you're sculpting this because it's very difficult to file this nail. So you want to make sure that it's as close to perfect as you can get it now so that you don't have to worry too much about filing. However, when you do file, do it very, very carefully. And I'm using an E-file with a medium grit bit. I'm just doing 1 round of filing on this and trying to get it just smoothed out the little bit that I can with this one file, which, it worked out pretty well. This nail didn't need too much. Now I'm going to be applying a coat of Madam Glam's No White Top Gel over the entire nail, so not over the Dreamcatcher, but over all of that white acrylic. Just apply that, cure it, and then I'm going to be using the colors Purple, Maroon, Ochre, and Olive. So I've got the purple and the maroon up above, and then I've got the ochre, which is that next color, and then the olive. And like I said in the intro, this was kind of an unsuspecting color combination for me. I was looking at it, I'm like, is this really going to look right when I finish this? And after I did it, I was like, that was perfect. It has this great smoky sunset type of appearance to it, which is exactly what I was going for. And I have a little brush that I dipped into some nail cleanser that I'm going to be adjusting my design with. And just, you can kind of play around with it and move the color, move the pigments around with that, just like so. And then after you're happy with it, I'm going to take some black paint and I'm going to be just adding a couple little very simple feathers coming down from the Dreamcatcher, which there's not much space at the tip of the nail, so you don't have much space to do that area with the little feathers. If you wanted to, and this was a longer nail, you could move that Dreamcatcher up a little bit, and I probably could have, but I want to make sure that there was enough for it to really adhere to the nail bed if you were to create this almost like a press-on. But then add those 3 little feathers coming down just with black, like a little feather shadow, and then with black paint again, I'm going to be creating a very simple little pattern up above it. So I have 2 V shapes that I'm going to start out with. One line that's thicker, or one set of lines, one V shape that's a little thinner lines, and then one that's thicker. So that thicker one is the one that's higher up, closer to the cuticle. Then same thing down below, I'm going to create 2 little horizontal lines going straight across. So one of them thicker, the next one thinner, just the same thing, just to create a little bit of different texture to it. So there's that first one. And then add a second one right underneath it, nice and straight going across. I love painting straight lines. It's something that I find very relaxing. So anytime I can, I like to add just a couple little straight lines into something just for the fun of it. Then taking the color Earth Day Everyday, which I thought was kind of appropriate for this design, that Earth Day Everyday is a really, really pretty holographic silver glitter mix. So there's some really chunky glitter in it, and there's some fine glitter, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter onto my feathers and then onto the thicker lines of the pattern above the Dreamcatcher. Cure that, apply their matte velvet top coat over the entire nail, not the Dreamcatcher, but over the rest of the nail. Cure that, and then taking their No White Top Gel, which I absolutely love. It is so nice and smooth when you're working with it. Apply that over all of the black details. So put over the feathers and then over the little stripes up above. So just try to get it on the black itself. So don't try to get, it excessively over onto your sunset background. Try to keep that matte. I think having the matte look with the little marble was really, really pretty. So I hope you guys like this as much as I do. I can show you guys some more of those marble inks. I'll be posting some stuff about them on Instagram. So check out that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!